Of a drop-off. We'll see if Ireland or England come away from this as the men's Open European champions. Huge game. Guys, I'm going to ask you. Do you think, who do you think is going to take this?
I'm going with my heart here. You know, I'm not even going head because it's the head is so all over the place. Heart is with England. These are my favourite team. The team I've always played for. I want them to win here.
Jordan?
Yeah, I think head and heart for me. I said it in the preview. My heart says England, but my head does as well. I think they've just got that extra edge that's going to carry them over. I still think this is going to be an unbelievable game. I think they've both been holding things back, and they've been holding things back for this. For Ireland, I said it on Wednesday that was their biggest game in about 4 or 5 years. This is it now. This is what most of that team has been training for a long time. Lots of hours in the gym, lots of hours running, loads of hours, weekends away, spent away from your friends, spent away from your family. This is what it comes down to now, and I just can't wait. Just sit back.
I'm so excited.
England in the huddle. Ireland in the huddle. The teams are going to get on the field now. The opening pods of this game. England, of course, in the white and red strip. They look as if they will be playing from right to left in this first half. Ireland will be in the all green as usual. They will be playing from left to right. A huge game awaits. And what a way, guys, to end 5 days of incredible action.
Dead right. I think this is just perfect, isn't it? I think this is the only game going on right now, and everyone's here. We've had great finals all day. There's been some amazing games, not just on field one, but this is it now.
The feeling the players have got right now, they've got to ride that emotion to really get and through this 40-minute games. There's nothing to do with tiredness in this game. Emotion gets you through this, and whoever can control that emotion will come out on top.
Well, there goes the opening hoot. The game is underway, and it's England who have the tap-up, and they will have the first drive, but they've lost the ball.
Do you know what's interesting? Before tap-off, England had all their stuff set up on that far box, and they had to swap over and move everything straight over. I don't know, it was just a strange little start to the game. But
1-0 Ireland, don't you say?
Yeah, but it's interesting that Ireland have picked the box next to all their crowd, because that's just going to rile them up, and it's going to be hard to ride that. Emotion.
Ireland here want that ride. They want to be as hard as possible.
Here they come, big long.
Back inside.
He's there.
Wow, what a start! What a start!
Cian Mullen, who scored a hat-trick in the semi-final earlier.
So this is really interesting. England had the ball that started. They've turned it over first touch. Ireland have gone 35-40 metres. They normally, when they run that setup, they normally run a short side and they go short side straight away. This time, number 7, the Irish captain Ryan, he gets to half, he arcs round, and then he throws that pill. So it's a different setup to what they've been doing for the rest of the tournament. So there's going to be some changes here as England go short side.
Louis Treyas, he needs someone open.
Pull down, it's 1-0.
Let's go.
Oh, what a way to respond. England equalise straight away. We've only had 1 minute and 20 seconds.
It's really good setup. Josh Henderson's so dangerous on those punish plays. He's been running them up for the past 5 days. Louis looks to run a variation off it back in field, but he goes back to him, comes off his left foot, short side, gets through to the in goal, and Josh is there. It's a really well worked.
Here's that replay. Louis goes short side, snap, back short side, straight through. Josh then pushes his way through. He gets the ball down. Good refereeing call. Run sweeper play. Ryan on the sweeper for number 7.
Oh, I think good D from Ben Grinter, yeah it is.
Great touch by Ben Grinter, NQ Rebels player.
Such a good defender, it's his first Euros. And
shouting out Jeff Pimpson, he didn't want him in the middle a year ago, but look at him now.
Release. No, they're going to throw to that link hole.
It's an interception. Zero touch.
So we actually call that channel in there, Jono. Will got up in the channel. Ryan couldn't throw over him and threw the ball straight to him. So it's good defensive practice there from Will Serracole.
Great take from Sam Jones, who thought he broke his hand this morning. Unbelievable. That's the stuff the players are going through to be in this game.
Horatio Price is going to go short side.
So dangerous.
Oh, this space over.
England have got to be in.
I think the touch was made.
The ball is down!
Oh, he's down. It'd be interesting. We need to see the replay. We need to see the replay of this one.
Mel Day, he's gobsmacked.
I was really surprised that was given.
Let's see. Oh no, I think it was down from that behind.
The shadow's really difficult in there, so benefit of the doubt is 2-1. What a great start.
And to be fair to the official, he was right on top of it.
Better view than we've got.
So England 2-1, what a fast start to this final. 3 minutes gone. England lead 2-1, but Ireland are coming right back. That was a touch.
It's a play they had success with this morning, Ireland. They scored off it against England on Wednesday. They ran it again this morning. It's causing them a little bit of problem in that middle channel. Well dealt with. They run it again.
Oh, big fast pass, but it missed everybody, and England have the ball back.
So it's really interesting. I watched Ireland this morning, obviously commentated on the game. Everything they did to start with went short side. Now everything they're doing this side is going to open side. So clearly there's been a few tweaks in the Irish analysis. I think that Ben Grinton's on the outside. He's got 32 scoop for Dom.
Really
Dom's going to go through.
Is that a touch? He's been
What a play! England 3-1 ahead. We've not even had 4 minutes yet.
So just watch Ben Grinton here, how he shows that dummy. And Ben Grinton, number 15, NQ'd Rebel player, he gets on the outside, he shows that dummy, he gets 2 players in, the middle and link, and then Dom just does what he does best. He goes through the middle, and Ben gets the ball down.
I think they've called Matt Kennison offside there. That's why the touch was made on Dom as he scooped through, but a judge should have been offside by the referee, and that's England playing at top level speed. That's what they're good at, and Ireland will try and reply with their tap off move. It's a sweep, pick up against the grain, come back to the 4-on-3, nice little sharky play. I think that's ball down. England survive.
Mark Phelan was complaining there. I don't know what he's complaining about.
It's England who
I think they were
start
looking
again.
for back to 1 on that play, but it looked like it just hit one of the England players, and this England transition's really kicking into next year now. That's 4. Ireland are at 6 and 7 here. John Stanley gets both middles up. Price kicks to the outside, into the in goal, looking for one of his teammates. That's great D from Ireland. Really good D.
Really was, but the speed shown to get into the end zone really quickly. Unfortunately, just couldn't find an open man, but that was so nearly 5. Look at the speed here.
Pocket Demon, probably the player of the tournament for me currently for England Men's Open. He gets through, and this time Ireland actually stay on their man in goal. So that's what they allowed. They should be doing. And Ryan, Ireland's captain, just runs him down.
Tell you what, Horatio.
This is 5th, so not even past halfway.
Great midfield D from England. Little cut. They've had to conjure up something from nothing there, because England's midfield D from touches 2 to 4 were that good. Ireland had to create momentum from nothing. England are winning the midfield battle here.
We're 6 minutes in. I bet you everyone is blowing right now. This pace is so frantic.
And it's very warm out there. I mean, you can see the pitch is bathed in sunshine, but it's hot. That sun is hot.
Lupton on the hands. They'll come back for a counters. I think that is 4th. It's 5th now. Lupton, pill over the top. Taken back to
16, Ireland 16, Kieran Mullen. He's read it, but he's got to take that. Either he's got to get the ball, or he's got to make sure the touch is made on the defender, on the attacker. Will Lupton's they're going to send a sweeper. Will's going to get the ball back.
No, he doesn't take the long pass, he goes himself, but I think the touch was made. It's going to go back to 7.
Sam Bewley, great read, and it's a nice little variation from England. They're looking to try and get Will to run those counties, doggies plays where he's stepping back in field. He does it again, the same play.
And that's a new set of 6 there.
England getting a lot of joy with
Ireland number 10, Sebastian Colwell, just shuts that down. Maybe he should step up and then go out, because he should trust Sam that it's going to get there.
Do you know what's great for England? Will is able to have a rest, even though that play was such a threat for 3 plays in a row. They can just put Dom Trip on him on the same play.
Short. Ben Grin's going to go short side. He gets pummeled to the ground, let's say.
Ireland soaking up a huge amount of pressure here. England with their 3rd set of 6 on the line.
This defence from Ireland's good here. They're covering all the small gaps. Sam Jones from short side.
Good again. This is really good from Ireland.
Yeah.
They're doing really well to read these plays. And it'd be interesting to see what England break into.
I think it's last coming, so they've got it.
Early
Short,
maybe.
No, long.
Dom Trip, bombs long, pill over the
Given!
It is given. Fabulous score. What a pass, though, along the line.
So we saw the same score from Ireland in the first minute. Ireland's captain Ryan goes short side. He steps back. We'll watch this, and he throws that pill long. Dam does the same thing. Everyone thinks he's going to go early release. No, he goes long. And Caldwell couldn't get that touch. Maybe he just needs to stop looking at the ball and go for the defender there. And sweeper for Ireland.
Oh, Ireland going through. Oh, nice pass inside.
Again, Ireland reply.
Oh, the drive. They have replied.
Outstanding.
I thought the touch had been made there, but it was a great pass inside. Really quick hands. And Ireland get the ball down. They're back within 2, and they really needed that.
They did. We'll just break this one down quickly. So it's just a sweeper play. And the sweeper steps back, goes into hole 1, and unfortunately Thompson couldn't get to that hole 1, so he'll be very frustrated with himself here.
So England start again with the tap off. They've got 6 touches from halfway, starting down the left-hand side now, coming back into the centre. They might look to work it right. They don't do. They come back in. It's quick feet. Oh, the touch is made. Brilliant defence there. John Ennis getting the touch in, but it was incredibly quick feet from Horatio Price.
His feet are that fast when he broke through that. You can just see a lot of dust kick up on the 7. It's just so good to see, and they're going to break into that punish play. Long back in the middle, Horatio's not down again. Ireland are sniping these plays well, but the dam's going to break sooner rather than later, because they can't just keep sniping these plays from Link, and England will move to their next progression.
And so England,
they bring on Louis Treyers as well. They've got Will Lupton one side, Louis Treyers on the other.
Louis Treyers moves to Link. He's going to get it now. He has to move back as he's touched.
2 experienced players in the middle for England, and just guiding 2 fast young players into the right positions. And that's
so Horatio Price was toying with the defence. He then comes on, and you bring Louis Treyers on, who's doing the same thing, and he's just moving from side to side, trying to get a penalty out of them. And what he does that really well, just moving into the touch, then backs out, and then that gets a moving out and not walking forward penalty.
Oh, Louis Treyers dives through.
It's such a good touch by Ryan there. How good was that diving touch? Louis Treyers is probably one of the best at getting that slide dive in Europe, and Ryan gets his own dive in. So
pumped inside. Will Lupton slams it down.
So the sequencing here. So we've watched England now. They've gone short side. They've now gone long side off this 23 punish. So John Weston Stanley, not known for this, he pumps the long. Watch this pump. He pumps it. He's got no ACL, but bam, short side, and Will Lupton dots that ball down.
So 5-2 England lead. It's a great start for them in the final, but Ireland coming right back into the centre.
That is great D from Ben Grinter. England's line were bent all out of shape. Ben Grinter, outstanding, really good. Gets in the passing channel, forces a touch, and then Ireland panic and cough the ball up.
We've had 11 minutes. It's gone so quickly. The pace is relentless in this game. Can they keep it up for the full 40? Running on adrenaline. The last game on the 5th day. Incredible from both these teams.
Max Howard's so good at that.
Oh, he's so good looking as well, isn't he?
He is very good looking. He just bounces around in the middle until somebody commits, and then he can just pick you off.
Here come England again. Speeding into the end zone. You need
goal.
someone open. How did he find it? How did he find the space? England 6-2 ahead. They're taking control of this men's open final. Incredible stuff.
Nottingham,
12 minutes gone.
Nottingham Vaughan has absolutely got a scorcher here. He gets through. I reckon he gets a little push away from his winger, and that ball drops into his hands.
Oh, incredible stuff.
We're seeing some great touch here.
So
good. And Ireland they're easily in this game still. They can score from anywhere. Early release, pill over the top.
Matt Sanderland, great touch!
Defense is forward anyway,
Straight through the crowd as well.
Bye, Matt. See you later. No, that's a great. It's a forward pass, but he didn't know that. He's turned. He's gone on the outside and he's chased that down. Currently, England are winning this in their midfield. Look where there's forward pass. I've jinxed it, haven't I? Both of you. I've just jinxed it. England have been the better in the midfield currently. There, especially when they get over halfway. What they're doing on 4th and 5th touch is really impressive. I would like to see Ireland improve on their 4th and 5th touch off the drive, George.
I agree, yeah. This is a huge set for them. They've essentially got nearly a full set of 6. I'd like to see a strike off this play early on in the count.
Yeah.
They've not used it, so that's 2 touches down already. You've got to use everything you've got. They go into that sweeper. Oh!
Just not quite taken.
He's forced the pass as well. And
yeah.
You've got the whole set of 6. You've got to use them. You've got to work through your sequencing. And
they have the opportunity, though. I mean, it's not great defence from the far England link, whoever that was. He actually shuts in. Yeah. Josh Henderson. Maybe he should just take a step up and step out. But England have now just dropped the ball again.
So Ireland with a fresh set of 6. They desperately need to come back here. 4 down.
We've not seen that from England yet, where they're making errors coming out of their own half, and that's 2 in a row. Ireland have got to make them pay for it, and they'll get a fresh set of 6 now.
They do make a change at the sub box. 2 off, 2 on.
What would you like Ireland to be running here, Meeks?
Punish on the first one. Have a go at the line. They're not doing that. So now that's great. They're using all their touches now. There's 6 touches. If you use 1, 3 and 5, you get 3 attempts at the line here. So that absolutely kills me. Unfortunately for Ireland's number 5, Stephen Troy just drops that ball. And this is the England are doing the same thing. So
Ireland have to make them pay here. I know it's early in the game, but this is one of the biggest sets of the game now. England have made 3 errors coming out of their own half, uncharacteristic. Ireland have to make them pay for it.
It was interesting. Josh Henderson came off onto the sub box there, and he was visibly going, "Come on, let's calm it down." Line go through, but I think the touch was made.
You've got to remember this England side. There's a lot of new faces, and both these teams, a lot in England, but most of the Ireland team, there's a lot of new faces, and a lot of them won't have played in a game of this magnitude before.
Oh, it's short side. You should be doing that on the second. But where we are in the game. Ireland are trying to push it. England have got a 4-score lead. They're trying to push it. But something that we don't see from England Men's Open very often, Tim Osborne, their head coach, has just pulled all of them together in the box, and he has just been laying down the law. Yeah. And you do not see that very often. We've played for Men's Open for a fair few years, and it only happens once or twice a tournament. So you can see that he's visibly stressed, and he's visibly wanting them to make sure that they go 70 metres every single time, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, it's unacceptable, really, having those 3 errors at your own half, 3 in a row. It's not something that Tim will accept, and England looking a little bit better on this set. We've not seen them work their way down to Ireland 7 for a long while, but every time they have, they look so dangerous. And here they go again. Louis
Trey.
Pill over the top.
Score!
Late pill. Love to see it.
Louis Treyas to Charlie Thompson. Ball down.
Chill.
Forward pass. But the sequencing from England here is great.
Really nice.
So how many times have they thrown long? Every single time so far. Number 16, Kean Mullen, stayed out this time, and the link hole was free. So the analysis that's coming from the sideline now means that they are sequencing very well. Sam Bewley goes through short side. They got a 3-on-2. That ball looks to be out of the field.
Again, to be fair, I mean, even though England are sometimes struggling to get out their own half, their line D has just been awesome. Yeah, Ireland have been forced into some risky stuff and things that they've not been used to running this tournament, but wow, England's like Jeff Bimson and Clark.
Oh, there's another one. That's 4 in this half.
Coming out their own half. There's a little bit of emotion box. We've got to calm it down. We've got to slow it down a little bit. And but the thing is that they are leaving the door open a little bit for Ireland. But Ireland they're just not making them pay at the minute.
They've got to get a big size 10 in there, haven't they?
They do, and here he comes.
Space out
Link.
on the right hand side.
Oh, yeah.
That was perfect timing.
Looking for Cian Mullen again, but just not strong enough to find him. England get away with it yet again, so the 4 errors still not been punished. And England have the ball very, very deep in their own half, but we know they have the speed to get up the pitch very, very quickly.
Yeah, but that's if they keep hold of the ball. So England just changing up their transition a little bit here.
Fifth touch coming.
To that little fly. Here's a ratio prize, 2-on-1.
There's a 2-on-1 here, and that is beautifully done.
Put your glasses down.
That is incredible.
Again?
So slick.
Like straight from the training ground, subbing into your 4 and 5 transition. Watch this fly play on fifth. Meeks, talk us through
how this happens is because every single time so far, England have gone straight down the middle. So John Weston is going, I'm going down the middle, I'm going down the middle. And then I think it was Horatio Price just says, give me the ball. He pops on the outside, 3-on-2, 2-on-1, score for England.
It's like...
and
it's like he's coming out of his shadow. He's kind of following him, and then last second, just as the Ireland player's sucking in to make that touch, he pops out his right-hand side, and in a split second, Ireland think, oh my God, I've got to deal with a 3-on-2, and the ball player is Horatio Price. It's so hard to deal with, and England have executed that to near perfection.
Well, we're incredibly, we're into the final minute of this half. It's gone so quickly, but the pace has been relentless from both sides. Ireland, they're going to get back at half-time. How are we 7-2 down here?
Good touch there by Charlie Thompson.
They've just not been clinical on line attack. That's what it's come down to. They've had enough chances. You can think of 4 off the top of your head, because England have made 4 errors coming out your own half, and those are the ones that we can only think of right now. And they've just not been clinical. England, when they've got down to Ireland's line, have been ruthless.
Oh, back in the middle. Touch is made. Back they come.
What England might look at now is that link channel, and
Ireland
might look at that link channel. They do look for it. This is out the corner. Billy Lupton.
He plays in Nottingham.
Hometown boy.
And he takes the interception, runs the length of the pitch and puts the ball down. 8-2 England lead, and that is half-time.
Wow.
What a way to end that 20 minutes.
Yeah, you know what? England might not be overjoyed with that half, but because of those 4 errors coming out of their own on the subbing. But to be 8-2 up and have coughed the ball up 4 times, they have been clinical, ruthless when they've had the ball. If they tighten up those few errors, this could be tough for Ireland. Ireland have just have to be a bit more clinical coming out. When they're on line attack.
Well, we'll be back in the commentary box in a second. For now, we're going to hand over to the studio. To you, Ian.
Yeah, thank you, John. As you can see, we're joined by a very special guest, and Mel's eyes have absolutely lit up here. It's Jerome, men's 40. You are European champion. How does that sound, Jerome?
That sounds good. Very good. Very
You
good.
just said to me you weren't too confident, but you nailed it in the final.
Yeah, but we were not confident at all because we lose on Tuesday against England, and so it's been a long time we haven't lost. Sorry, so we're like asking questions, and we are a bit old. I mean, we're almost all 45, 46 years old, so we are not confident at all for the final.
Was it a tight game in the final?
That again?
Was it a tight game in the final?
Yeah, it was very tough, but luckily we started the game very well. We are very applicated in defense. We did well, and England was maybe a little bit less good than Tuesday, and it was harder on second half because it's always tough in England against France, and they made it very hard in second half.
Mel, over to you.
Hi, Mel.
I can't ask a question without asking about the Silver Fox. What was he like during the gold medal match?
So maybe they had a plan because they hit him one or twice, so his nose is broken. But it was very good. Yeah.
And there's been a lot of chat that this team of yours has been together for a long time now. What does it mean to get the gold medal at this Euros, and are you going to continue beyond this Euros as a playing group?
Yeah, it's true. We played, most of us, we played together for like 10 years. The first time we beat England, it was 10 years ago in Treviso. We were champion as well. So we keep playing together. Some players just stopped, some new players came, but we are lots of players who are playing together. And this one, it was tough because it's 3 years. The last 3 years we haven't done anything because of COVID, like everyone, but it was tough. And we decided to play in over 40, but we got almost all over 45, so it was a challenge for us.
Yeah.
We decided this challenge, but during the week it was very tough. So it's an important win for us, and we plan to, if we see very far, we want to play the World Cup in over 45. It's why we played in Europe in over 40. It's a plan. Let's see it.
And if Mark is the Silver Fox, what do you want to be known as? What's your nickname?
I don't have nicknames. You can find me one if you want.
The Silver Stallion?
The what?
The Silver Stallion?
Silver Stallion, man, I like that. Jerome, thanks so much. Congratulations again, and to all of your teammates as well. Men's 40 champion here, Jerome, for France. Oh, look, Mel gets a little kiss. It's almost time now for the second half. It's the men's open final. England in control against Ireland. Can they take it home? Let's hand over to Jono, Ben, and Jordan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ian. We're back on pitch one, ready for the tap-off for this second half. Ireland with the tap-off. And this is a hugely important tap-off for the Irish.
Yeah, we've said it throughout the tournament. These tap-offs second half can be a bit of a two-way swing. And if Ireland score, get a bit of a roll on, get that momentum, 20 minutes is a long time of touch. If they don't score, England burst into that hard, fast transition again, and they get a score on the back of it. This could be over very quickly. A lot of this hangs on the tap-off for Ireland.
We saw in the Women's Open final with England well ahead as it came to half-time, 6-1 ahead at half-time, but Scotland really came back in that game and made a real game of it in the second half. Can you see something similar happening here with Ireland?
Probably more in this game than we could have in the last one. Ireland have got the capability of scoring 2, 3, 4 on the back. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But then, as I say, that they're a bit all stutter all over the place. There's a bit of lack of cohesion at the moment.
Pick up short side against the grain, it's a lovely ball, but that's great defence from Hanro.
Yeah.
He's read that pick-up so well. It's a play that a lot of teams have had success with over the week, and all it is a sweeper coming round, the half's going to pick up and scoop against the grain, against those tight defenders, and yeah, England have read that really well, so they can break into their transition now, and the way they've been driving, it's just so quick.
I don't know if anyone's actually been watching how much of the Men's Open they've actually watched this game. This tournament. England have changed their subbing pattern for this. Racy, great touch by number 7 Ryan, great touch. England have actually changed their subbing pattern, so they're sending their near side link off. As soon as it's a turnover, they get that link off. They then send the link on, and he goes for the third touch, and that is causing Ireland a world of hurt. So it'll be interesting to see how they combat that. Again, we're seeing Charlie go off and Will straight back on. They're doing it every single time. They're even letting Matt Sanderland on the near side wing allow a drive if he needs to. So they are working really hard and doing something they've not done all tournament to get on top. Racy on the open side, Quickie, can he get in?
No, he can't. There's a touch by Ireland on the line. England keep the ball.
England have so much talent on the attack right now. Will Upton one side, Ratio Price in the middle, JWS, Dom Tripp on the right. You can just run what you want. He's going to run a counties, right hand, link pill.
Yeah, good pass, Dom.
You can't pass Dom, can you? but he gets a repeat set.
It does indeed. England with a fresh set of 6 on the 7 metre. They're threatening again early in this second half. Not satisfied with the lead they've got. They want to make sure of this.
Punish on the left. Louis will pick up, and then Will Lupton, snake in the grass.
7'2", he gets down well, doesn't he?
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And they can just swap ratio price for Louis Treyers. Dom Trick. Louis will
Goes
pick
Louis
up,
Treyers.
skip to the side, the ref goes down.
I believe we've got a new referee. I think the on-field referee. So Kevin Hobbs, our sideline referee, has been interchanged at half-time. So it's not just the referee, the players that are interchanging at half-time. It is the referees.
I believe he's got a calf injury.
And Dom goes in with a front flip.
Oh,
He is going to try and TRY this one.
You beauty. Great link hole. Well executed.
unbelievable stuff. Watch this as we see it from a great angle here. Down it goes. Comes back in. He didn't really need to somersault there.
No, he doesn't. No, it's just a big show off. He's done.
Nice bit of showboating by Dom Trick. But it's 9-2 England. Ireland coming back. Are they down? No,
Big
they're
set
not.
for Ireland. Ireland
So
sideline,
Ireland have it
just trying
again.
to raise that noise a little bit.
There's a huge amount of noise. There's a massive crowd around this field.
Great
It's
crowd.
huge.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, so good. This is what you want from the last game of the day, last game of the week. It's nice and rowdy as well. What you want to see.
Big log.
Pill over the top. That's such good defence.
He doesn't look at the ball, does he, Matt? Ball, as soon as that ball is released, he turns and goes. He knows it's a wing. It's going to the wing. He just turns and goes. It's because he's done so much work.
It's another interception.
Go on, Willie!
Big strike
Will
to
Lupton.
Will.
He's got
God,
the pass
picked
away.
it up.
It's still
Back to
there
the
for
corner.
England.
Great touch.
He has
Great touch.
All the way from one end to the other. But the ball doesn't go down. It was a great touch in the corner.
And to say Ben's not played a few games because he's got a tear in his hamstring, that is
unbelievable.
Pretty damn good.
Dom Trick,
and Dom on the outside.
On the outside.
Oh,
Step and go.
Mark Phelan with the touch on the ankle.
Will Sericold and Ben Grinton just having a little handshake after that.
And a breather.
Gives him a seat. Dom Trick, right hand, pops it over. That could have been dangerous.
So again, it's really, really good. We've seen some really good sequences. Everything has been going across the chest of Ireland. Now Ryan gets up and he channels, and Dom just puts it. Oh, as we see this intercept again on the replay. Apologies, Ben didn't get there.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah, we know that. Ben won't want to see it again. Dom Trick looking dangerous on this right hand link, but he'll tip it into Louis Treyers.
Treyers has it again.
33 count his feet.
Forward
I
pass.
think he's forward off the ruck. Louis, I think he's taking a little knock. He's just in the in goal. He's taking a little knock. He's just holding his face. I think on that last play, just took a little knock to the face. But I'll tell you what, that was a lovely play. Great feet, Galaxy teammates, and England box is still so noisy. They want to put this game on ice now.
So I watched the first game against France, and the box was the most dead. Sampioli goes short side. Has he got the link? He's got the knock on. They did that in the first game, didn't it? In the semi-final, was it? No, it was the French that did that in the semi-final. Fortunately, that one went forward.
They're looking to use Cian Mullen quite a lot. He scored a hat-trick in the semi-final. He's had a lot of space out on this left wing. He's a very tall guy as well, can pick the ball out of the air, but they're just not finding him with the quality of passes just yet.
No. They did in the first half, but England have changed their defence again. So it's a game of chess, like we've said. England will do something, and Ireland have got to react to it, and vice versa. Ireland came out so hard.
Grinton's done well there to generate something, probably, but hips aren't square.
Your hips need to be facing the try line that you're going to score, and he wasn't there.
Ireland will work their way to the box now. England's midfield has just been relentless all game. Look at that. Forced a turnover. Sam Jones clapping himself. High-fiving. Clapping with a broken hand. And you can't beat that, can you? That midfield D is just relentless. It's ruthless. It's not letting Ireland breathe.
You said it was going to be a very, very different game to this morning. We said that. You said it was going to be a very different game to the one that we saw earlier in the week. And England have just absolutely brought their A game here.
100%. Passive at the back.
Josh has got him on the outside. I think he stepped back if he's got him.
Good touch.
Yeah, great touch by the Irish far link there. He read that passive well. He's chased Josh down.
They ran that play so well yesterday. Sorry, I think it was this morning against Scotland. They ran that passive play off a step back really well, and Ireland have defended that, done the homework there.
Ireland looking to start again. They're starting very deep, and they just can't work out this England defence, and they force the error again.
Like a fan then, sorry. That's forward. Ireland coughed the ball up. England will be happy.
There's still 12 minutes to go, and I think England will be looking to just try and see this game out. They want more scores because they don't want to rest on their laurels here.
Passing out the back, what a pass. The same play again, and Ireland are reading that really well, but the lead option might be.
But they've got a 3-on-2 here.
Got space, good heads up footy. Will Lupton
can go full field, but can't complete a 2-on-1.
To be fair, he was chased down very, very quickly.
He was.
Jono's got his back.
Us Nottingham boys stick together.
Counties from Will Lupton. Right hand pill, maybe, no? I think that is fifth touch anyway, so Louis will try and conjure something up now. Car park, put that ball in that car park, and we'll kill a few minutes.
But that's where you want to finish up the ball. If you're not going to score, you're going to finish it in the Ireland end, and they've got to go 70 metres, and currently Ireland are struggling to do that. They're really struggling with their subbing play. As I've just said, they're really, really struggling with that back tip on the far links, running out and trying to tip forward back into where he's just got the ball from. When he's running away from that play, it's a very tough pass, and I think maybe they just need to go back to a traditional subbing play.
Yeah, it's just the intensity England are playing at as well. It's what's forcing those. It's unforced errors from Ireland, really, and a lot of it is just down to how intense England are playing. John Weston Stanley delivers the pass.
What a pass.
Trick, dots it down.
And we saw all the experience of John Weston Stanley there. He looked like he was going to go long, but just played a short pass inside. Yeah. The hole was there, and England have double figures.
Well, you just watch this. The Ireland link at the moment, he was across his two middles. So as he makes that touch, that ball back inside to John Weston Stanley, and that hole was always going to be on because he committed himself too much.
That's
as
such
Ireland
a good ball. That is such a good ball.
Mark Phelan. So that's it's
the link. I think it was Josh Henderson. He came up quite high in the passing channel.
Yeah.
He touched upon it earlier in the game. They run a 32 short. I think it was a 32 short anyway.
Yeah, here you go.
Phelan, comes in 32 short. He pumps. He gets Josh up high, and then he can thread that pass straight through. Lovely little dart, lovely little laser pass straight through that channel.
Josh wasn't in the passing channel. He actually shot
past it.
Yeah, so he should. If he just stayed up, he'd have caught the ball. But he shot. So I can see him having a word to Jeff Bimpson, the England defensive coach, and I'm sure the assistant to the assistant, Clark Hobson. Dr. Clark Hobson, will be telling Jeff what he needs to do there.
Ratio of feet. Don't watch the cut, but they've cut it up again, and Ireland will work their way over. Ireland survived that set.
Ireland start again. They work over towards their sub box. They're going to make some changes, but they've used 3 touches already, and they're not halfway. 4. That's 4.
How good's the intensity from the England box? The 7 scores open. The manager, Scotty, team manager, just awesome intensity, awesome noise. That's what's generating this drive when they come on the field now. And watch how they fly off the field and watch how they fly onto it for transition. Ireland are trying to combat it with some midfield D, and a little swipe to the side from Lupton.
Louis Trey's back on again.
Come in for that 33 pickup. He goes short side. He comes open side.
Oh, brilliant!
What a ball! Put your glasses down again. Keep them down. Just watch this.
Louis Trey's only had one intention. As soon as he came on from the sub box, it was to go towards the middle.
Talking about how touch moves create 4-on-3 options. Your ball player has to pick the right 4-on-3 option. Louis has to pick that out of about 5 options in a split second when he comes off his right foot. He could go through, he could hit hole 1, 2 or 3 to bomb to the wing. He punts to throw long and then just drops it in that first hole. It's beautiful, beautiful.
And England have the ball again. They're going to go through the centre. 11-3 England lead in
Dominant.
this final.
Dominant.
There's 7 minutes left.
Fly play ratio just makes some yards, and England are up to the 7 now.
And who would have thought this as well? After losing the opening game against France, and I think we've said it, they've just worked and peaked at exactly the right time.
Yeah, I think Sam Jones mentioned it, Will Serracold mentioned it. That's given. Wow.
Well,
I thought
even Horatio Price is standing there going, you shouldn't have given that one. The referee on the sideline where the ball was going to has put his arm across his chest for a forward pass.
Yeah.
Gareth Hines has said no, the ball has gone out of it, back out of his hands. There's a big gust of wind, it's gone a bit forward, but he's allowed it. It's another score for England. Should be 12-3 now.
Wow.
So here we go. So Gareth Hines thinks that the ball's gone backwards out of Dom Tripp's hands, and that's why he's allowed it. We're not on the pitch, we've only got the camera angles that maybe not be suited to this, so...
Oh, that's good, D.
Yeah, good turn by Josh
Henderson's done
Henderson.
really well to come round and shut that play down.
And it's last.
It just helps his middle out when the sweeps come round. Trey's just locks that play up.
So 12-3 England lead.
Yards from England again, and they're sticking it on the jumper now, working their way over to the box. I know skips inside, just trying to make a little bit of room, but it slows things down, and England they're on 5th now. Louis will step off his left again, cut.
Oh! Ball to ground, ball to ground.
We're going to see that try again.
So
In a
this,
second, here we go. So this is...
so Dom picks up out of half, he takes off right, and the referee says that that ball has gone backwards. You know, the ball can move forward as long as it goes backwards out of the hand, and Gareth Hines, who was the on-field referee, overruled the sideline referee and said, no, pass went backwards in my eyes. Sam Bewley here is going to look to pass.
Interception made.
England have just been so clinical.
They have been incredible in
and it's a lot of it's come from the midfield, like on both sides of the ball. They've been great at forcing Ireland into Hail Mary plays from their own half, from halfway, but the way they've transitioned on and off the field, passive out the back.
Oh, big interception.
We've got big interception.
Ireland might pull one back here. England chasing it down.
Sebastian
Dom Tripp
Caldwell.
trying to chase it back with Vaughan Meredith.
Sebastian Caldwell runs the length of the pitch. He brings it back to 12-4.
Yeah, and we've actually spoke about the channeling from England, and Sebastian Caldwell does exactly the same thing. Horatio Price, he goes short side, he steps back, he looks at link hole, and you can see that Caldwell actually is in that passing channel, so the ball goes straight to him. So, you know, now England, what are they going to do next time?
Tell you what, how good is it seeing Dom Tripp and Vaughan Meredith 12-4 up, 12-3 up at the time, chasing down a length of the field interception.
Both teams haven't stopped. They've been so relentless. Both teams, and
I mean, this is a credit to both teams to play at this pace. The 5th day of a competition where they played 11 games previously, all 40 minutes. And then to come out and produce this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
it's phenomenal stuff.
It's testament to the preparation that they've done on and off the field. It's testament to the way they've looked after themselves throughout the past 5 days, and you know, the physios, the coaches, they've managed themselves, they've managed their game time. And like you said this morning, John, when these two played, you noticed obviously there wasn't a lot of strapping, and normally you do see like quite a bit of strapping day 4 and 5 on players just to kind of get them through games. And you know, they've just prepared themselves so well for this tournament, and they've prepared themselves to peak for Saturday afternoon, and England definitely have.
Yeah. We've spoken to all of the England teams, and this men's open team have said it's all about building. They lost that first game. They were embarrassed by that first game. They didn't want that to happen again. As Ireland go for an early release. And Will Serracold throwing punches like the some of the women's games that we've seen.
Looks like he's okay. Helped up by the England team. Trotting off is James O'Donnell. He seems like he's okay.
2 minutes left now, I think.
Okay, so Jordan, your time. Pick your man of the match.
Oh, no, come on, I thought we were doing this together.
We're doing it together?
We're doing it together.
Okay, okay. We're going to turn mics off. We'll have a bit of deliberation. Jono, you're up and running, mate.
Thank you, mate. So it's England coming over halfway against centre. Good touch, but it comes back again. This space opening up and the pass doesn't quite complete. So Ireland will have the ball. 6 touches.
We can't make a decision.
But, tell you what, guys, why don't you sort of narrow it down to 2 or 3?
Should we do a vote with everybody here?
No one's watching us. They're watching this great game.
Forget loads
We're not
of
relevant
paper,
anymore.
and we can rip it up into what?
So
1,000 pieces.
the conversation that we've just had, Ireland have been great. They've done everything. They've given it their all to try and get to this point. You know, and they obviously had that drop off in that semi-final, and again, maybe about the Scottish maybe getting to here was their gold medal match. So the players that we've just spoke about, you have Horatio Price, you've got Louis Trez, you've got Dom Tripp, you've got Will Lupton, and I think we spoke about one more, did we? No, I think it was those 4 players. You know, for me, it's got to... Are we back up and running? Sorry about that, a few technical glitches for our last game of the day as England go on the outside.
Good ball!
That is...
That's your game! Ball down!
Will Serracold
puts the game on ice.
So Will Serracold makes it 13-4, and there goes the hooter. England are the European champions once again.
Come on, you boys, let's go!
Huge celebrations on the right-hand side.
MVP is Louis Trez of that game.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think, for me, as someone who obviously hasn't played, doesn't know anywhere near as much about it as you guys do, but for me, every time Louis Trez comes onto the pitch, he makes something happen.
Tell you what, if you wanna know why England are such a good team, we couldn't decide between about 5 players. Maybe you could give it to 6. That's how good they were. That was just a team performance. It was clinical. It was ruthless. Yes, they made a few errors coming out their own half at the end, that last 10 minutes of the first half. It could have been much harsher on that scoreline. Ireland played their part. They've been wonderful throughout this competition. Considering, you know, the last 4 years, Ireland have just been building to this, and they've just, it's so good to add another level of competition in Europe. And Ireland were great, but England were just a class above.
Indeed, they were. England, European champions, once again. They retain the title that they won in 2018, 2016 and 2014. 4 times European champions now. And Jordan and Ben are going to go over to the studio. So after a phenomenal tournament, 58 games on this pitch, 5 days. It's been an amazing competition, bathed in sunshine here in Nottingham. And for the final time, it's time to hand over to the studio. Ian, Ben, Jordan, over to you guys.
Well, gentlemen, very happy shouts from both of you at the full time there. I've got to admit, congratulations to England, of course, commiserations to Ireland, but I maybe would have thought it'd been a bit tighter than that, Jordan. It looked in control, didn't they, all throughout?
Just experience. I think it was experience in the end, and they were just ruthless. They were clinical when they got down to the line, and we spoke about them maybe holding a few things back. They held things back on line attack. They held things back in transition. Meeks ran you through their new subbing move, and it just put Ireland under so much pressure on and off the ball in midfield. England were just in control of that middle part of the game, and when they were able to get a good few attacking shots on the Ireland line, it looked like they were going to score every time, and they were just clinical at times. Awesome to see.
Ben, what did you make of England's performance there?
I wouldn't say complete, because they made a few mistakes in that first half, but very close to. They're sequencing from their transition, their defence, their transition, and their line attack. They went from hole 1 to hole 4 to hole 2 to hole 3. They knew where they manipulated defenders, and it was just beautiful to see at times. The coaching team have got so much. You've got to praise that coaching team so much for what they've just done. It wasn't the players that they had to execute it, but they were going on to that field with a plan every single time. It was really impressive to see, and I am so proud of every single one of them out there. Some of them have been mates for 10, 12 years, and I'm so proud of them.
I can see it at full time. Jordan, let's just touch on Ireland a little bit as well. They shouldn't be too disheartened, should they? They
Not
put
at
up
all.
a wonderful tournament
Not
this
at
week,
all, not at all. I think I watched them not only against England as well, I watched them against France yesterday, and they just run so hard, and they just couldn't match England in that last game. But they played some amazing touch. Every team has. They played some amazing touch to get here. They played the part in that final. We'll see them again next year.
Ireland, France, Scotland have had to make England think about this game in a different way this week. They have pushed them and pushed them and pushed them. And that semi-final, England won against Scotland by 2. That apparently they pushed them so much. We've got Will Serracole coming in now.
Look at that, look at what it means. Will, congratulations, you're European champion. How does it feel?
You get in the middle.
Get in the middle, yeah. How are you feeling after that, European champion?
Yeah, pretty shattered, to be honest. The Irish boys run so hard, so fast, they're so athletic, and they've brought the game to us 3 times this week. I'm just so chuffed to come out on top. Some of the boys, for us, obviously playing their first big major tournament, and after 3 years without a sort of multi-day, week-long comp, I'm just so pleased for us to get over the line, and so proud of all the boys.
Can I ask a quick question about your coaches, because I've been praising them massively up here since this game started, because you've changed your transition, you've changed your attack, your sequencing was the best I've ever seen it. What have they given you, this, especially in this game, but this whole tournament as well?
I mean, I have so much love for the 3 of them, for Martin, for Tim, for Jeff. They've given us all the tools we need and the confidence to go out and use them and apply them in the right situation. And like you alluded to, the tweaks they were making in-game, between games, looking at the opposition were absolutely spot on. And I think for that I've also got to give a massive shout out to Clark Hobson and Mark Aldous, our 2 analysts.
The assistant to the assistant to the assistant.
The assistant to the assistant to the assistant.
Oh, is that it?
They have done so much work for us this week, watching games, looking at clips and informing our sort of strategy. And like I said, I'm so proud of all the boys, the 16 here, the 20 or 30 that we've had in the training squad this year. All the coaches, all the support staff have just been world class.
Well, you've come into this, I've got to ask a question, because England were favourites coming in, so it means you've got a target on your back throughout. So every single game you're expected to win. How do you deal with that pressure?
Got big shoulders.
It's an interesting one, I think. Can you ask the question again?
You don't care now. You won.
I think ultimately we know we put in the work, and we're so confident in the game plan that the coaches have instilled in us. We know that we can do all the right things in the right scenarios, and we just have to focus on us and not pay attention to that noise about being favourites, being a target. We're on a journey from here to the next World Cup, and this is a stepping stone, and we've just got to keep improving and getting better.
It's a little bit early to maybe talk about the next World Cup, but let's do it anyway. What's the expectation? Can you go on and lift it?
We want to be in a position in 2024 to be prepared to win every game of that World Cup and go all the way. And we've got a lot of work to put in to get there, but we're going to put that work in and we'll go after it.
Fantastic. Well, go on, go have a beer, go chill out. Congratulations, you are European champion once again. Good stuff there. Now the ceremony's starting to go on behind. It's absolute scenes here, isn't it, Ben? I mean, you've been involved in such for a long time now, you and Jordan. It must bring almost a tear to your eyes seeing scenes like this.
I've actually shed 2 or 3 tears this week, and now you probably got me now. Touch is my life. I love this sport. The boys, my whole life is touch, and this community is one of the best things about it. And if I can tell anyone, come down, try it, you'll love it.
Look, Jordan, I think you probably reiterate those words, wouldn't you?
I can't top that. I mean, we're both in the same position. Some of the people here, the mates for life, and wouldn't have met them without touch. We had Ryan up before, and I've known him for 15 years now, and it got emotional. And
he's only 17.
I know, yeah, coming back from a knee reconstruction. When that England, we had a few games today. When me and Jono were just stood there, the sun was out. There was loads of people here. Games were going to drop off at the highest level of skill, and I was just like, how good is this sport? Like, it's just awesome. Look at the people now. Like, that game's just happened. There'll be people from different countries chatting to people who've known each other for 10 years. There'll be people from different countries now chatting that I've just met today. They'll be swapping shirts.
I've just seen a pair of shorts being swapped, so
the shirts being swapped, the swaps being
We've had a chap walk on in a wedding dress and a trophy.
Exactly.
We've seen the Belgians doing bowling in the middle of the pitch. It's been a real party.
You know, you're gonna start seeing fancy dress now, and that's one of the best things about this sport. It's a social sport. It still is, and it always will be. But you've also got such high level competition and skill, and it's just the amount of hours that people pour into this. How can you not love it? It's just great. It's so good.
Yeah, how can you not love it? That is a very good question. If you are watching this and you don't play touch,
judge yourself if you don't love it. Have a look at yourself. Have a look in the mirror if you don't love that.
Yourself, quite frankly. Ben, let's come to you. I'm going to ask you a question outside of the obvious. Let's take England out of the equation. In fact, let's take Ireland out of the equation. Is there a particular nation across all categories that have really sort of almost inspired you? Who's really surprised you?
we all started somewhere, and for me, it's Bulgaria. They only registered with FIT a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
They had players of all different ages in the mixed division. It's what the sport's about. It's about trying to develop a country, and that's why they're here. They've got not many players. They want to develop their country. They're here, they're learning, and that for me is where this sport is going, and they epitomise that.
Jordan, let's have a look at the week in general. What's been a highlight for you that isn't obviously the final? Something that's happened out there that's a little bit left wing, you haven't quite known about. That's been a bit of a highlight for you.
Oh, that's really thrown me off. I was thinking of stuff up here in the studio, so I was going to go with Sean McDonald from the England Senior Mixed, singing, I think it was Backstreet Boys for 2 minutes longer than he should have. That would be mine.
I have nightmares about that song. I still do. Ben, let's ask you, highlight of the week for you then.
The highlight of the week is, I'm going to say, as my daughter walks into the studio, it's the family sport.
Yeah. Just behind the camera, yeah.
It's the family, it's the community, it's about the whole event. The whole event is incredible. I can't pick out a single event. It's about a big community, and I absolutely love it.
Jordan, same question. What's been your highlight of the week?
I'm going with Sean again. My highlight. No, I think on a personal note, we had again. I can't stop stop talking about it. Seeing Ryan back out there, and not only doing that, able to win a gold medal. There's been so many. I think I'll sit down later and just think, how good was that? How good was that?
We're so lucky to be able to do this all week.
Yeah.
You know, get to meet you.
You've been my highlight. Jono's been my highlight.
Give over.
So no, thank you for the opportunity.
You're my highlight,
Really
Jono.
enjoyed it. Are we watching the opening? Are we watching the closing ceremony?
Well, the ceremony's going to go on in the background. We're going to stay in the studio for a bit. There's a few people as
I'm
well.
going to just nip over and say bye to my daughter. I'll be back.
Please do. Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take the rest.
Jordan. I wonder if we could get Jono over here and Mel. Mel, could you come over as well? Let's get your commentary team over here. Here they are, Jono and Mel, the whole crew together. Jono, what's been your highlight of the week?
Oh, it's got to be that women's 27 final and the ending of it. Absolutely unbelievable. Who to win? Drove through. What a way to win a European Championship with the very last play of the game.
How does your voice cope, Jono? Because you've done about 50,000 games this week.
Lots of liquids. Lots of rest when I get home. I've got a 7-year-old daughter and I've not told her off all week, which I think is a record.
He's been telling me off.
But yeah, it's been tough at times. There's been some mornings where I woke up with a very croaky voice, but once you have a couple of cups of coffee, you're back into it and you're away and you just don't think about it anymore.
The week gets quicker and quicker, doesn't it? Mel, what's come to you? What's been your highlight of the week other than chatting to Jerome there from the French national team?
I'm going to say the game I did with Jordan after the watershed was fantastic. But I think it's this, I've got to say the women's 27s who lost in that heartbreaking defeat, standing there singing the national anthem with their Opens teams. I had tears for that. I just thought that's what touch is all about. You know, playing hard, getting some great wins, taking some hard losses, but always being there for your teammates and supporting each other. It was incredibly special.
I've got to say my highlight has been at working with all of you guys. It definitely is. Now I must say as well, we don't often do this, but there's a team of people behind the scenes who don't get enough credit. We've got Jack, we've got Tom, we've got Dan, we've got Alan, we've got Mitch, we've got Chris, we've got Dan. I think I've said everybody. There's 2 Dans. I've said everybody, Jack. I haven't missed anybody. They are your behind-the-scenes production team. They don't get enough credit. They've spent all week up gantries filming the games so you can watch them all. So I think we give a round of applause to the behind-the-scenes production team. Thank you so much, guys. It really is appreciated. I know it's been a long, tough week, but it really does mean a lot. So we've got the scenes going on behind us. Thank you, Ben. Jono, thank you. Mel, thank you. Jordan, thank you. It has been a real treat. Now, I started the week a little bit green to touch, but I'm going to end it as a bit of a pro, I think, and a huge fan as well. If you're not involved in touch, you've got to get yourself involved. I've only got one thing left to say. I love touch! We're going to leave you with these scenes, guys. Thank you for the week. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Our bronze medalist to Team France, open. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to France. Well done, Team France. Now for them here, we're actually out in the Open final. What a fantastic day of touch. Superb day and a really good example of why we all love this sport. But our silver medalist now only beaten in a drop-off. Silver medalist goes to England. celebrating all the players. They've done a fantastic job, and if you've listened to them on YouTube, you're more entertained listening to them. There's a screen array commentating on everything that's been going on. They've done a fantastic job from Jono, Mel, Ben, and Jordan. My man Jordan is down there with the team now. The Silver Fox, we shout out to the Silver Fox. There's the Silver Fox. Make some noise for the Silver Fox. Praise the supporters, England. Okay, so get sorted, bars open. Yeah, good job, Chris. Right, as I mentioned, what a fantastic game now, Mixed Open. But our Mixed Open winners, phenomenal performance, all of you, goes to Team Wales! I'm keeping this man at the back here because our player of the final from Wales had a phenomenal game. Please shake hands for Dan Roberts. Whilst Wales party at the Women's Open, I've got our team ref the Women's Open first. So if I could give a team ref, Nicholas Cooper, Kathy van der Rijs, Johan Neze, please, team ref from the Women's Open, well done you three. Congratulations Wales. Tremendous game here, Women's Open, really showed how the quality of touch is, dare I say, compared to other players of football. Handling was fantastic all the way through, and our bronze witness is Team France. Bronze medals, France. Thank you much. Wishing first hands and great both in there. Our silver medalist, Team Scotland. And please, when we get to the from Scotland at the end here, please give Eddie a big cheer for all that backpiping. Scotland. Right. And I don't remember a phenomenal player watching through the games. Goes to runs open to England. Over the final for the Women's Open up the team leaders, Benson North.
How many has it touched for what in the past few days? How many pints? Not enough.
From England. Next up, the last one, this is the Men's Open final. I'm going to bring our referees up first, please. I'm going to try and bring forward them up and everyone as well. Gareth Hines, Dominic Hobbs, Brad Goody and Renat. It's a properly come, guys. Some might say now just being greedy with 2 medals there. Around France for England, gold medals. Just racing on England photos, press and referees. Yeah, thanks Rich. Right, getting up our bronze medal winners in the Men's Open goes to Team France. Oliver France. his second silver medals for Team Ireland. Last but not least, winners of the men's open goes to Team England. Yet again, I've kept it at the back of the play, but our player of the five for the men's open go through the results. We've got the overall trophy still over to you all together, so keep going with us. We're going to get a couple of photos, and then right at the end, we're going to get you all together in if we can do one big photo to show how amazing the sport of touch is. Chris, whereabouts are you doing a big photo? Probably just here, right in the middle of the pitch rock, we're doing a big, huge, massive photo. That sounds like a plan to me. You have more facing my way so I can take a picture. I'll try. Right, we're just getting the overall trophies then. And we've got 3 trophies here. We've got the seniors and masters. We've got the opens and we've got the overrunners. And as they've gone to the same country, we're going to do them all together. I'm going to invite 2 people up to collect these. For our overall European champions winners at Seniors Masters Division, Opens Division and at all, Team England. Ben Powell, Sammy Phillips, any come to get those. Come on, give Sammy a round of applause. Don't tell my boxers, but these two put in a lot more into England touch than did, except for Sammy, who actually works for us now. Sammy's coming by Ben Powell. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gents. set on there for work of course. So I think now, Rich, the plan is to get everybody down there in front of these flags. Kirsty's looking at where you are, take a big photo, and we get as many people in this shot as we can.
So, touch players, this is an announcement for touch players. Get yourselves in front of the 4 flags in the middle of the pitch. Touch players, touch volunteers, yes Joe, event staff. Jump in the goal. I know. Event staff.